Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. We're live again tonight for another Ring Calf, week 3, week 4, not sure, but we've changed it up a little bit again. So after last week where we did the 5-lap races with 15-minute qualifier, they've decided to keep hold of that one. I think they might be throwing in random weather as well in this week's event, so that's what we've got coming up tonight. It is 5-lap races live from Nurburgring Nordschliefe and just Nurburgring Nordschliefe. All GR3 cars as well. A BOP is on, so no sort of advantages or anything like that. It's all down to driver skill. So stickers and t-shirts still available. A couple of smalls left in the t-shirts. Maybe I might be able to find a medium if there is one. Outside of that, they're all gone, but yeah, plenty of stickers available. Hit me up, dartsmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Only a couple of quid each. Let's get ourselves in then. Right, can you tell me if the sound's coming through all right? Because for some reason, over the last few weeks, it seems to have been changing it from between week in, week out. Evening peeps, what's going on? Microphone issues, maybe, not sure. I'm a little bit late to the party actually. I remembered I've got a stream running about 7 minutes ago, so I've had to come upstairs and fire it all up and get it all in, but here we are. So we are going to be doing 5-lap races here, 15-minute qualifier just about to start, still under practice at the minute, but yeah, please let me know the sound's coming through okay. You can hear the cars over me, that sort of stuff. Let's just, oh, maybe not that car. Can you hear me over these? Can you hear the cars well enough? All that sort of stuff. That's what I need to know. They were playing games last week for some reason. So it is an open lobby. There's no hard and fast sort of championship points or anything like that. It is just race by race. First race is going to be set up by your driver ranking there on the right hand side. So the A's go at the front, and the B's and the C's and the D's and that sort of thing. So it goes by rank. Oh no, sorry, no it doesn't, because it's qualifying. Apologies. If it's no qualifying, that's when they do the rank thing, and then it's reverse grid after that. But it's not happening tonight because it's it is 15 minutes qualifying, which has actually started. So let's get ourselves in. On the throttle, not able to go anywhere. Your data. I don't know what that says, Tommy. How do we got translate? Does that work? No. Okay. I'm sure it probably means something like sound is fine, just crack on with the racing, you moron. Is that what you're saying? Stop talking and more racing on fiction then. So this is what we've got. Nurburgring Nordschliefe, full tilt rack here in these GR3 cars. On fiction, one of the regulars that I've covered. Jack Daniels M6 Ring Cafe liveried BMW. Beastie Bud as well I've covered in his Porsche. All the stickers on that thing. Mattis, I'm not sure, did we cover you? I think we covered you in one of the earlier lobbies. So it's certainly not winter. Singularis was in last week, another M6, popular car this one. Joseph Benson, one of the fastest drivers in here, also in the M6. His livery. popular car, the M6. A lot of drivers wanting that one. There's another one. Daniel Siebold, PlayStation liveried M6. Apologies for the camera. Your Vader in the Mercedes. Big German livery smashed down the side of that. Cajusus 007 is opted for the Porsche. It's Killer. The Warp Systems liveried M6. Matchkel VR2, another PlayStation liveried M6. Again, popular model. This Nord's Championship is older than Mercedes again. The Gazelle. Killer we just looked at. It's DIA 3SP Mark rocking the same livery as Ace Killer in front. Not an official team. Again, there's no official teams or points or anything in this. It's just a livery. But if you want underfloor heatings, go check out Warp Systems. There you go. Ombra, straight, plain red, screaming Ferrari. Music Monk, Tim McLaren. How long that lasts. Vectra M6 again. You can see lots of M6s. That 3-second penalty being picked up for crossing the white line on the exit of the pits. So still on outlaps here. Only halfway around the lap. They do have to use, I think, softs and hards in terms of tyres. Tyre wear is, I forget what it's set at, about times 5 or something. I think damage is on heavy as well, so it's a trip to the pits if you do damage a car. Towards the carousel then for Old Fiction, leading us around this outlap. Drop it into that concrete. Boom. Benson. Last time we saw him, he was in 6th. He's been finding his way through the field. Looking for the clear air, trying to get himself out in the open for the actual hot lap. Needs to look, trying to chase around in that Porsche. Even though all those curves as well, we've got to be careful. Wheels lifted off the ground, hitting those curves too hard, giving you loss of traction. Speeds at this particular circuit can be disastrous. We are going to see incidents and accidents tonight. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, a lot of BMWs in this one. In fact, what have we got? All BMWs, a couple of Mercedes, and one McLaren. I think. Needs to tell the girlfriend to get off of Netflix, or at least take it off 1080p, put it on 360p, slow that down, get your connection good, and then sort the misses out. Those lonely Mercedes, only a couple of them on track. Oh yeah, Ferrari, got about the screaming red Ferrari. Oh yeah, good Porsche, about Porsches, smoke on what's going on. That's not the Porsche here, that's the Ferrari. Now then, a little way back from everybody else, as is Ace Killer. Just giving himself space. Marquez decided not to do a qualifying lap. Okay. Adopting it straight then, Old Fiction just been overtaken by Joe Spencer. Look at the speed he's carrying up there in that BMW. He's in the slipstream of Old Fiction up there. Slingshots his way past. last couple of corners then. Saw a few drivers getting this wrong at speeds with worn out tyres last week. Strategy going to play its part here. This is it then, hot lap underway. It's 6 minutes 30, so it's one out lap, one hot lap. To come out of the pits, I don't think he has, as he's stayed in. That's going to put him at the back of the pack, but that could be a tactical choice. So it sounded good as well. Screaming up the Ferrari. So everything else on track. Running slow through that last corner, just getting himself set up for this hot lap then. He's Killer doing the same thing behind him. He was in 1-2 slow around those last couple of corners in the McLaren. Last couple of corners, and yeah, Mattis decided not to do a hot lap and a qualifying lap. So just rocking one of the old shirts as well, original dark smoker shirts, the ones that are still for sale, smalls and mediums, still made, possibly a medium. It's got the core logos on the front as well. I hadn't noticed those. Did I not see those? I think he ran out of space to put any more stickers on that one. If stick anywhere else? No, everything's full. Rabuki! No chance. Seaboard then, PlayStation liveried M6s. Again, it is an open lobby, but it can be tricky to get into. How many have we got on track? Did I even pay attention to that? So we've got 15 drivers on track, me being the 16th, and that means lobby full, unfortunately. So drivers just have to hang about and wait for somebody else to leave. Unfortunately, these races are pretty long, so you've got to hang about. Just hang about and wait is the old phrase. One of the faster drivers I've seen in the ring calf over the few weeks I've been doing it. He can make his way through the field. Can be a little bit brutal and pushy, but the gaps are there. The gaps are there. You just make sure that the gaps are there. I've only seen one incident in week 1, maybe week 2. He got fired himself at the inside of Mart, I think it was, into the hairpin just before, just at the top of foxholes. I think it was him who forced him onto the sand, I believe. Absolutely no room left for livery stickers on Beastie Bubs. Oof, Daniel, covers it up. Gets it a little bit loose out of there. That's not what you're going to be doing on your qualifying lap for sure. Later. The carousel's a tricky one to get right as well. You can quite easily stick the hammer down a little bit too early. The tail end of these rear-wheel drive GT3s are going to be very upset. Get away from you. Jesus surprised himself with a second penalty there. Clean, ace, killer, clean, no penalties for those two. Music Monk. He's got damage on, he's been into the wall somewhere. Oh, over the wall there as well. So Vectra loses that 3-second penalty at the back end of the outlap. That is not even bothering putting any practice corners in. Or themselves. With a bit of Jones Benson up front. We've got a couple of corners till he's back on dotting a straight. Starting to see those times coming in. Yeah, absolutely on the limit, Jose, on every time I've seen him. Moves up here as well if drivers are close enough. Nobody close enough to Joe Benson to get any kind of toe off of him. Absolutely dead straight. Foot to the board. Maybe 165, 166 down the hill, maybe. Start having a look at these times then. Last couple of corners. Final turn for Jose. And it is going to be 6:26 on the clock for him. Fiction coming up to the line. 6:32 on the clock for him. Beastie Bug up towards the line as well in Porsche. He stays third, 6:33. Singularis. Seabold goes fourth. Singularis was fifth, but he's been pushed down to seventh. Who came in there? Matchkel, VR2, even with the glitchy, taking a second position. 6 minutes 30.6. Old Fiction in third. Beastie Bug in fourth, and Seabold in fifth. Elevator sixth. Again, still got a couple of drivers to cross the line, so these aren't fully finalised. De Gazelle in 7th, Ombra in 8th, Singularis in 9th, can't see him. There's Ducas in 10th, Hearts up towards the line. Oh, goes 4th. Okay, who are we waiting on? Ace Killer. He just comes up the line, he goes 3rd. And I believe it's Vectra, but I think he's a long way back. 3-second penalty on his first lap anyway, on his out lap. Not sure how his hot lap went. I can't understand the German boys, sorry. Broken English I'm fine with. With a 12th, he moves up a couple of positions, but he missed Music Monk coming across the line as well. He takes 13th, Kazuchukas 14th. Mattis decided not to put a qualifying lap in. Not going to see Joe Benson finish this lap either. As you can see, everyone else is parked up, for this race to begin. Stay hydrated, people. It's warm today. Well, it is pretty warm here. It's warm and muggy here. Still rolling about in his Mercedes. Pushing Singularis down the track. He was pushing Singularis down the track. So that is qualifying done. There are official results in the official order. It is Joe Spencer on pole for race 1. Matchkel in second. Someone will have to tell me if I'm pronouncing that right. Or is it like Michael? Is it pronounced Michael? I don't know. Ace Killer in third. Old Fiction in fourth. DIA3 SP Mart in fifth. Beastie Bub in sixth. Daniel Siebold in seventh. Your Vater 069 in eighth. But Dagizel 5 in 9th, Ombra in 10th, Singularis 11th, Vectra in 12th, the Music Monk PS in 13th, Caduceus in 007, sorry, Caduceus 007 in 14th, and Mattis NRW in 15th. But he didn't put a hot lap in, didn't put a time in. That's not an answer, Joe Spencer. Magickel's asked you, are you on a wheel or a pad? And Joe Spencer's just replied with, yeah. Oh, okay. Michael said, Magickel said pad, no. So that means he must be on a wheel. And he's pretty damn quick with it. Voice a little louder and it will be great. Oh my god. I mean, my mic's almost at full tilt. I'll have to film how close it's getting to the top of the blind. It's not topping out, but it's hitting the yellow. How's that? That better? Someone will have to let me know. Or is it now too loud? Nobody loud out on track either. I can't even go out and have a look myself, see what the cars are sounding like. So race is going to start at 25 minutes past, so we've got a few minutes left to go. Not a lot to chat about really, people. It's pretty warm here in the UK. There you go, standard typical, don't know what to talk about, British, throw the weather in there. Call me Mattis, you were in the chat. You were in the chat telling me the voice was low. What does it sound like now? And that means Mattis is also going to be listening for me going, oh, such and such tyres are blowing up. He's running out of fuel, so-and-so's crashed. He'll be listening to it all. It might be delayed a little, but it all helps. I did say last week I was going to try and stop vaping straight into the mic, but, you know, it's been a week, people. It's been a week. Joe Spencer, you are not a beginner, you absolute liar. There's no way on earth we're having anyone, especially you, say you're a beginner when you're in, well, anybody that races Nordschleife is certainly not a beginner. It's impossible to race Nordschleife being a beginner. and if you want to argue that he might be a beginner in this game, well, then he's raced it in iRacing for 12 years or something, because it takes a long time to learn this track and a long time to get it right at full speed. I know we went through a session, me and the boys, just doing fast laps around here, just Nords in the Mercedes GR3, lap after lap after lap, just trying to beat each other's times. That's all it was about, just beating each other's times. Yes, Joe Spencer, you're live with me. That's it. I don't know if he's talking about you being live, Vectra, because I know you sometimes stream your POV as well. So I don't know if he's talking about your POV. But that's the end of that. No more chatting because I've just seen him say race start. So here we go. 5 laps just about to get underway here at Nordschleife. And yeah, that's the IA3SP mark that says good luck and let's have a clean race. Certainly, it might be a little bit tricky early on. So, look how far back you are. Around that corner. Okay, red lights go on. Race 1 of the evening about to kick off. Held for a little bit of time. Didn't see any false starts on the grid I could see. Here. Seems to be reasonably single filed at the moment. Okay, full 15 drivers made it through the first few corners. Joe Spencer then holds the lead through the first few himself. Magikel, a bit of a glitchy connection, but second place, a little bit jinky. Oh, he's got that turn wrong though. He's going to lose all sorts of positions. Come on, camera, change. Oh, he's kept it out of the wall though, absolute blackguard. He's going to be overtaken by an awful lot of drivers though. So from 2nd to 10th early on for Magikel, plenty to do for him then. And that promotes this killer back into 2nd position. Being harassed at the minute by Old Fiction. The IA3SP Mart in 4th. Seabold 5th then, towards Hairpin Foxholes. Beastie Bug in 6th, Your Vater 069 in 7th, Ombra in 8th. Oh, Digazelle off track. I'm sure there was contact between him and Magikel, whether we just got it a little bit wrong into the hairpin, but off track for a second. Almost 3 deep down the hill then. Digazelle holding on to that one, but Singularis is trying to find a way past a pair of these. Has got his way through then. Great bit of driving by Singularis. That little mistake, slight bit of slow driving from Digazelle and Magikel has worked in Singularis' favour. Magikel though, is a bit pushy. Still running slow. Vectra's having a go here. Backs off. Vectra slips one around the outside then. Puts himself in between Magikel and Digazelle. Again, such a tight track, you've got to be absolutely pinpoint to try and make the move in some of these corners. Magikel 12th then, so from 2nd to 12th in lap 1. Mattes in 13th, he's made a couple of positions. Jesus in 14th, Music Monk in 15th in the McLaren. Oh, he's got damage front and rear. That is a trip to the pits as well. Damage is on heavy in these lobbies. Car's going to run slow for the rest of the lap, unfortunately. Joe Spencer then. Well, coming to about the halfway point of lap 1. A little bit of wear showing on those medium tyres. Ace Killer, the pressure now from Old Fiction for that second. Inside line into this next corner. Should hold it. That does so. So Old Fiction is piling all sorts of pressure on him. Just needs to stick with him until a little bit of a longer straight. Might be able to have a go at Ace Killer. 3SP Mark just off the back of that flight a little bit, not gaining a toe. He's under pressure himself from behind. He's got Daniel Seabold and Beastie Bug closing up. Seabold in that Porsche. Vater in the Mercedes being harassed by Ombra in the Ferrari. Seabold and Beastie side by side then through here. Not quite. York just gets the advantage. Trying to come back though, to run up towards the carousel. Side by side as well behind for your Vater and Ombra. Your Vater stayed in 7th, and the pair of them managed to haul themselves onto the back of Beastie Bug and the Daniel Siebold battle. Singularis in 9th, the Gazelle in 10th, Tess up to 11th. Who we just lost? Oh no, okay. So Magikel has left the lobby. Vectra's getting it all wrong in the background. So a little bit of front end damage on his car as well. We're already showing on the soft tyres and the mediums. Oh no, Music Monk as well, just goes into the wall for a second time. Still holding lots of damage. Again, he's got to get himself around to the pits to get that repaired. Joe Spencer then now leads by 3.7 seconds. Absolutely stomping this thing. Let's have a look at some inputs down at the bottom corners, shall we? So throttle on the right, brake on the left. Steering input in the middle. Let's see, does he keep his foot on the throttle around some of these corners while braking? Just able to make up time on everybody else. On these corners he doesn't just lift around, yeah, he does keep a little tiny bit of throttle on around some of these turns. Fiction then finds himself in 2nd. Mars has got himself passed into 3rd as well. Ace Killer loses 2 positions then down to 4th. Daniel Siebold in 5th. Change here then, your Taylor through to your Beta, sorry, through to 6th, Ombra through to 7th, Singularis 8th, Gazelle in 9th, Beastie Bug got it all wrong, then drops himself down to 10th, Mattis in 11th, Jesus in 12th, and Vectra 13th, Music Monk. Again, not out of the woods yet, it will be when he comes in the pits with all that damage, but it's still within a visual distance of Vectra and Caduceus. Oh, we just see Caduceus spinning that Porsche round through there. So he's now got, as we see Music Monk making a slight diversion to get round Caduceus, and ends up binning the McLaren once more. So 2 damaged cars rolling round at the back there now, unfortunately. There we go, we just catch Joe Spencer crossing the line to finish lap 1. 5 seconds lead already. Ombra has come in the pits after lap 1. So he's on the soft tyres coming in. Oh, we've got all sorts happening. The Singularis has come in, Beastie Bug's come in, Mattis has come in. Not risking a full lap on those softs then. Not another full lap on those softs. Who else has come in? Anybody? Vectra late on the brakes. In he comes. Music Monk. Probably going to come in with all that wear, all that damage and the tyre wear. Same for Caduceus, not Jesus, as we stated last week. Jose will demolish everyone. You could be right there. You could be right there, APR Mike. He is one of the fastest drivers. He is the fastest driver I've seen in this lobby. He's not won everything, but he's pretty damn quick, that's for sure. 5.9 seconds over Old Fiction. He is back under all sorts of threat then. Oh, 2 green BMWs harassing him. DIE 3SB Mark comes through very quickly on the run down to the hairpin. Gets himself in front into 2nd then. Oh, all sorts of glitching going on. TR Ace Killer puts himself onto the back end of this fight as well. Siebold out of the slipstream range. It's really closing by your Beta in 6th. Gazelle a long way back as well, 4.2 seconds in the Mercedes. Has risked another lap on those warm softs. That's a brave move. They're going to be absolutely screaming out to be changed by the end of this lap. Ombra onto the mediums then. Singularis now onto the mediums. Beastie Bug has gone mediums. Mattis has gone mediums as well. Catch a driver or 2 out. Vectra as well has come out of the pits. He's also got a set of medium tyres on. Jesus has stayed out with damage, but he's not repaired his car. We'll just change tyres. Music Monk has repaired his car and changed tyres. It's a long way down. 9.3 seconds off of Jesus. 1 minute 28 off of race leader. Not that anybody stands a chance, really, as APR Mike's just said. Duco, Ollie, oi oi, sorry, not Ollie. Then pulls a little bit of a gap between himself and Ace Killer. Old Fiction then drops into fourth. He stopped out on softs. These two in front have gone on the mediums for the first stint. Also on the medium, so you can see the wear on Old Fiction's tyres onto that second lap on the softs. Already half worn by the time they came past the pits. Plenty of life left in the mediums though. Not into the microphone. Again, no idea what you lot are talking about apart from Duco and APR Mike. 12-round practice race to end. It wasn't a race then. So, APR Mike might be in the race for the next one. We'll see. Any other battles happening on track? Gazelle out on his own. Ombra out on his own a little bit. Singularis and Beastie Bug having a punch up. 10th at the moment. It's coming down here as he themselves on board with Beastie. Getting out to the rear end of that BMW, chucking the rear wing, getting that slipstream. Oh, right, brakes then. Almost catches it. Oh no, we just catch Ombra. He's got that corner wrong. What tyres was he on? Fresh set of mediums. I think they've just caught him out a little bit. Taking too much speed into that corner. There's Beastie right on the rear end of Singularis now. To the left. To another left. Straight into a right. Over the brow of a hill. Bit tricky, and the exit of this one still bumper to bumper for these two. And fast right into a fast left into a fast right. I forget what his section's called, the flight ground test something. Lose a little bit of time through there to Singularis. Just 0.7 of a second back, still within tow range. In this distance, try and close that gap up before we get onto that long back straight. Attempts on him through there. Pressing them back with a little jump through the right hander. All over the back of the BMW at the moment then. Many opportunities to overtake at this circuit. It can be done. That'll be absolutely on point. A couple of corners to go. We do hit the long back straight. He's in perfect position here to get the move. Let's see, can they both make it through? We like to call the lamb shank. Both cleanly. Still in a great position coming onto the dotting up. Okay, so the gap of 0.4. Neither driver has a penalty. Let's see how quick Beastie can make the slipstream work. Gap down to 0.3. 0.2. Slingshot then round the inside over the bridge, or sorry, under the bridge. He is behind now, so Singularis into the corners. Not going to be able to get this position back on this lap unless he goes for a Hail Mary into one of these corners. It's getting a little bit darker as well. We'll change things right up. Dagazelle in the pits, your Veta in the pits as well this lap. Old Fiction in the pits this lap. Benson's been in, stuck himself on a set of hard tyres. So it looks like any compound can be used. I thought it was just a selection, I didn't realise it was all three. Ace Killer also been in, got a fresh set of mediums on, as has the IA3SP Mart. And the Seabold comes in, he sticks on a fresh set of softs, but you know, they won't last too long. Beastie Book comes through then. Stop last lap, got plenty of life left in his mediums, just gets past Singularis as well. He's also got plenty of life left in those medium tyres. Old Fiction comes in for a set of mediums on the way out. Opera, that old set of mediums on the Ferrari. Your motor comes out with a fresh set of mediums. Mattis, a little bit of damage on front end. That old medium tyres. Cell exits the pits, fresh set of mediums on for him. Vectra just coming in himself. Bit of damage on. Monk as well, a little bit of damage. Tyres still looking good. Vectra sticking on tyres as well, why not? Producers just coming in the pits, so he'll probably change tyres and get the damage repaired as well. Okay, let's go and see. Joe Benson, 7.5 seconds. Clear of everybody else. Fresh set of racing hards on. That should last him the next couple of laps easily. Soft tire completely gone. Yeah, they don't look good after a lap, that's for sure. I certainly wouldn't risk them for two. Let's just ask him the trouble. Ace Killer, DIA3SP Mart, just trying to fend off Daniel Seabold at the minute. He's had a fresh set of soft tyres. Old, sorry, they are fresh mediums on board for Ace Killer and Mart. Yeah, difficult to overtake here at Nordschleife. Soft tyres will make him a little bit quicker into some of these corners, a little bit quicker out. But just the nature of the circuit doesn't allow sort of great overtakes to be absolutely on it. Come in, catch the sparks of the cars as they bottom out. Oh, Daniel Seabold, if he'd have got a good exit out of that turn, this is one of the positions you could have had a little look. On the brakes into this one, if you managed to get up the inside though, Daniel, and then this straight as well, if you managed to be right on the tail end of Mark coming out of here. Closing the gap up. It is a long bit of track this. Closing up on Mart. Soft tyres on board with Daniel Seabold. Mart in front on a fresh set mediums. Mart leaves him plenty of room. A little bit of contact between the two drivers still. Mart has the inside coming into this next turn. Holds on to it. Daniel Seabold has to back off. So you saw the soft tyres coming to their own then, just carrying the speed out of the turn. Able to get the grip back with a little right-hander, but Mark was just able to hold that line into the next turn. Daniel Seabold had to back off. Put himself on the grass there as well. Soft tyres are starting to show big chunks of red now. Do wear out very quickly then. Joe Benson. May as well not watch him. He's lost a bit of time. He is 4.8 seconds on the road. So the hard's obviously not as quick as the mediums behind. He's got nobody harassing him, nobody in front of him. Nothing to think about at the minute for Joe Benson. I'm sure he is watching that clock. 4.6 seconds behind him at the moment is Ace Killer. A bit of time between himself and DIA3SP Mart, that gap up to 1.8 seconds. Still got Daniel Seabold for company as well in 4th. Singularis in 5th. Medium tyres showing an awful lot of wear. Umbra in 6th. Again, medium tyres a little bit hurt. Medium tyres onto your beta though. Just come out of the pits this lap, so still looking pretty good. Beastie Book as well, with a bit of front end damage. Tyres half worn, fresh set of mediums on for Old Fiction. Good. Mattis with a little bit of damage and half worn mediums. Gazelle in fresh set of mediums. No damage on board for him. Using a little bit of front end damage again, unfortunately, and time's not looking too bad. We have lost another driver. Who have we lost now? We lost now. Someone's left. Time is coming down. Joe Spencer then. The time was 4.6. 4.7 is now 3.3 seconds. Another question needs to be asked. I think he has thought about it this time. Joe Spencer, the last couple of times I've watched him race, has been short shifting for the last half of the lap. They all are on track together. Let's just get ourselves on with Joe Spencer. Boom. Blammo. And they all are coming up the Dottinger straight. That gap is coming down then. Pace killer in second. And the Seabold has managed to make his way past Mart already. Sometimes just pulling a little bit of time on him out of that final corner onto the Dottinger. Now, what are we going to do? To lap 4 then. Joe Benson, has he got enough fuel and tyres to finish this one off? Ace Killer, still got 2 laps to do. And those medium tyres, has he also got enough fuel on? Same for Mart. Got a little bit more fuel than, he's got a 10% penalty there. He's got a little bit more fuel on than Ace Killer in front of him. Tyres looking good as well, but they last 2 laps. As well, stops out this time. Old Fiction stops out. Daniel Seabold managing to make his way past Mart on the Dottinger, but has to come in the pits, changing those tyres. A little bit of damage as well. Gets that repaired. Comes out in 7th position. So yeah, Joe Benson, has he got enough fuel on? I think he has. 2 laps, over half a tank. It's about a quarter of a lap a tank, a quarter of a tank a lap, I think. That gap's still coming down. Ace Killer got it down to 2.6 seconds. Marks on the road, on board with 2nd place then, looking to chase down 1st place. The question is, Ace Killer's going to have to come in for fuel at the end of this lap. He's going to stick on a new set of tyres as well, but I think that's just going to open up the door for Joe Benson to escape. He's got hard on for this final stint, plenty of fuel on for the next 2 laps. Ace Killer needs to get up to Joe Benson, overtake him and press as hard as he can to get away from him into the pits and back out as quickly as possible to stand any chance against Joe Benson on those hards. It's coming down. 3. BMW in front, getting ever closer corner by corner. Three. Making those hard work, then trying to maintain the gap between himself and Ace Killer. Ace Killer as well, trying not to press the throttle too hard out of some of these turns. Doesn't want to let the back end slip. Lose that time. He's making up on the driver in front. Gap down to 2.1 seconds then. Still not coming down as quick as Ace Killer would like here. Gap at 2.2 seconds. Mart in 3rd. Got to drop that penalty on the Dottinger, but it is only half a second. This person on track is your Vater, 14.3 seconds behind him, so nothing to worry about when he does lose that penalty. He is coming in the pits, I think, at the end of this lap. on his own in 5th then. The Gazelle still got a mirror full of Daniel Siebold. Having a little bit of a lonely one as well. 7 seconds back from Daniel Siebold, 6 seconds ahead of Ombra. 5.4 seconds back to Beastie. Beastie's found himself with 3 seconds penalty. He's crossed the pit line on the way out. It's a harsh penalty. It's, you know, just trying to keep people not exited the pits, you know, still racing out of harm's way. Keep the two completely separate on the exit of the pits. Mattis then in 11th, one way down from Beastie, 14.3 seconds. Vectra another 50 seconds behind him. Music Monk another 12 seconds back. Not the best of races, Music Monk, but he has stuck with it. He's had, I think he's been damaged every lap pretty much. Yeah, it's not working out for Ace Killer, so he's not been able to close that gap upon Joe Spencer. Medium's showing a fair amount of wear now as well. Hards worn on the front, so pushing but not breaking them at the minute, and should get another lap out of those hards. Ace Killer on the other hand running low fuel. He's going to have to come in for fuel at the end of this lap, which means he'll stick a set of softs on, but whether he'll be able to make up the time on Joe Spencer before the end of this final lap is yet to be seen. Losing time to Ace Killer as well. In a similar situation, a little bit more fuel on board, but tyres pretty much done for this lap, and he'll have to stick on fuel for the final lap for sure. Similar situation for your Veta. Fiction, what do we think? He's probably got enough fuel on board. Whether he opts to stick a set of tyres on or risk another lap on the mediums, they should last. Enough of a gap between him and Daniel Siebold. Obviously, Jesus left the room, it was, wasn't it? Daniel Siebold not got to stop. There's plenty of life left in those mediums, plenty of fuel on as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to Old Fiction, whether what he decides to do. Gazelle probably in a very similar situation. Risk another lap on that fuel. It's a hard call, that is. Beastie Bug looking good to the end. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres on board of the Ferrari. Beastie Bug got to lose his penalty next couple of corners. Plenty of fuel, plenty of life left in his tyres. Simularis again running to the end but carrying damage. Mattis running to the end but carrying damage. Vectra running to the end. Music running to the end, so Joe Spencer then doesn't stop for anything. Ace Killer and the DIA 3SP Mark both in the pits. There you go. I was going to say they may as well go racing softs for the final lap. Just in front of Old Fiction, who doesn't stop, so he's on a half-worn set of mediums versus a fresh set of softs on board for Mart. Should just see that gap continue to open up. No, Joe Spencer isn't still on his first set of original softs with the same fuel. He has been in the pits, he is not a full robot. I don't think he's a full robot. I've never met him. Could be a robot. Could be AI. So Ace Killer then after that stop 23 seconds behind Joe Spencer. Again, he will be able to press. That time is coming down pretty damn rapidly, but down to 22 seconds. (21 seconds). 20 seconds. Ace Killer, if he stomps these softs. Could be all over the back end of Joe Spencer by the end of this race. So about a quarter of the way around this final lap. Again, at 18 seconds. That's not the flag he wants to see waved. He doesn't want to see green flags, Ace Killer. He wants to see red flags or yellow flags. Preferably yellow flags to say that Joe Spencer binned it. So again, he'll be running slow on those hard tyres. Ace Killer is chopping that time down. Whether it's enough before the end of the race, down to 16.5 seconds. Again, DIA 3SP marked on a fresh set of softs as well. Just got to keep it pointing on the black stuff in the right direction. Should be perfectly safe from Old Fiction. Again, that Old Fiction popped out. Sorry, popped behind Mark just as he exited the pits. 6 seconds behind him. Daniel Seabold then still within distance of Old Fiction. A little mistake. Oh, a little mistake from Old Fiction cost him a position, but not if Daniel Seabold's going to try and drift it around some of these corners. Your mate up. Set softs on for him. Ombra in 7th, 4 seconds behind him. Another 12 seconds back is Gazelle. Beastie Bug closing up on him pretty rapidly though, just a second behind him at the minute. Tess, lonely race at the minute. Singularis a little bit close to him, but similar strategy actually. Both drivers on a brand new fresh set of soft tyres. So they work out for the Vectra then. Hard tyres for the last stint. Music Monk. I'm rooting for you, Music Monk. I want you to do this full lap with no damage. Pray for him, chat. Down to 5.4 seconds then. Ace Killer has been on an absolute stomp on these soft tyres. Again, the hards very, very worn, plenty of fuel on board, so Joe Spencer not got a short shift or control his fuel or anything. Look at this, Ace Killer just over the halfway point of this lap. Ace Killer is actually able to see Joe Spencer. Interesting, if not. There he is. Get that to 2.3 seconds. Stay on board with Ace Killer just to see how quickly you can close up on Joe's in front. Still 2.3 then, no chance of a slipstream. Ace Killer then really needs to press these soft tyres on this final lap. Again, they're starting to wear out pretty damn quickly. We know they can only do about a lap without being busted. Down to 2 seconds. He is pushing them. Below 2 seconds. The final lap of this first race of the evening. 1.8 the gap. Was 23 seconds when Ace Killer left the pits to chase down Joe Spencer. I wasn't quite sure it was possible until I started seeing the time come down myself. Now look at this, 1.6 seconds. He needs to be right on his rear end to get a toe on the Dottinger straight. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Little mistake coming out of the mini carousel. Not going to be enough, I don't think. It's not. The gap stays at 1.4 seconds. Behind this Killer. Oh, he's coming down a tiny little bit. It's fluctuating a little bit. I don't think he's going to make up that time in these last few corners. 1.2, 1.1. Flashing the lights. 3 corners to go. 2 corners to go. absolutely bumper to bumper pretty much as they come up towards the line, but it is Joe Spencer that holds on to it. 0.7 of a second as they cross the line. Joe Spencer. Okay. Cheater. He was holding a penalty as he crossed the line. I hadn't noticed. So Ace Killer does take the win then. Mark was also close enough to take that position off of what is happening. Why is Joe Spencer falling down the order? Why is he now 5th? How many seconds penalty did you have? Has the game glitched out? Why is Joe Spencer now 6th? You have like 1 million seconds of penalty. What happened? So it is Ace Killer that takes the official first race win then, unless it will jinx itself back into the right positions when the race is finished, I don't know. Mart takes 2nd, Daniel Seabold 3rd, Old Fiction 4th, your Venter takes 5th, Digazelle 6th, he's gone again, look. Beastie Book 7th, Ombra in 8th, Joe Spencer in 9th, until Mattis crossed the line, then he's probably going to be 10th. Let's have a look. Oh no, he stays 9th. He stays 9th. So what did you do, Joe Spencer? Mattis takes that 10th. Singularis comes home in 11th. Vectra. Oh, he's still got the penalty to lose on the back straight as well. Now, will he take 12th? Within that little half a second penalty up there is going to cost him in full tilt speed versus Music Monk. Vectra's BMW. It's going to be enough though. Right, down to a second. Half a second. Next to him. Oh, Vectra. Vectra, no. That was naughty. Music Monk slamming brakes on that McLaren. Has the praying in the chat worked. Music Monk did make a full lap with no damage and took a position as well off of Vectra. Vectra just losing out at the end then with that little half a second penalty again. It just kicks you full speed, your full, your straight line speed right in there. So yeah, there you go. So someone in the chat then tell me what happened to Joe Spencer. That's got to be a WTF. Oh my God. Did you see any unsuitable language in that? Was it the letter F you didn't like? What the? All right. WTH? Yeah. What? No two-pit, no looking. What? I don't know. I've no idea. He must have cheated. He must have not had 2 pit stops or something. That's what seems to be going on in the chat there. Go Team GP, says Beastie Bub. Vectra, next week streaming. What about it? Fact. Oh, not that. Still got another race tonight, right? Yeah, so another quali into another race then. Qualification going to start at 09. A few drivers have left, a few drivers have joined, so let's have a look who's replaced. James Benson, Ombra, Mart, Vectra, Beastie, Ace Killer, Mattis, Old Fiction. Oh, Singularity, Dagazelle, V Hypnotic, and TER Mike. Is that you, APR Mike? TER? Oh no, that's German, is it? I don't know. No, I saw you in the lobby. I saw you join earlier. Stop it. APR Mike. Oh yeah, that is you, TER. There you go. I thought I saw you join. APR, Apex Predator Racing. There you go. Oof, certainly a novice at GT3 at Bird. I mean Nords. Yeah, oh there it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a dude, I'll tell you, you know, it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. It's such a hard course to learn all the corners for starters is, I mean, how many is there? I don't even know. Lots. They're all different, but they all look the same. And you don't know what's coming next for the first 3 months. And then when you do know what's coming next, you try and take the first and second and third corners at full tilt and you bin it. And then you start a new lap because your car's broke. So you learn the first quarter of the track and then spend another few months perfecting the second half of the track, second quarter of the track, get that all, and then you know, it's knowing the speeds you're coming in at, it's knowing the exit speeds, knowing when you can put the throttle down, how much steering. There's so many variants in this track, but it can only be driven one way. And you've got to absolutely know it. You've got to absolutely know it. What's binging at me? Dual sense wireless controller, battery low. Great. Let me jam you in there for 2 minutes and leave you precariously hanging by USB from my PlayStation. Yeah, it's a tricky course, Nords. It is a real tricky course. Just in car settings, Joe Spencer, you need to add some weight on. That's what you need to do. So yeah, was it that? Was it, is it, in fact, oh, my pad's over here hanging from my PlayStation precariously. Does it say anything about, can you set it up like that? What's, you have to have 2 pits, what's going on? Boost, fuel consumption, yeah, no. Penalty settings, here we go. So that shortcut pit lane penalty, that's the one that's getting them all. I've got 3 seconds, but yeah, nothing about pits. The amount of pits. Okay. We're not in the race yet, right? No, good. I'm going to leave my pad precariously hanging. Yeah, we're still in practice mode. Not in the qualifier yet. That's all right. I'm just going to precariously leave my pad hanging there a bit more. Gain a teeny bit of charge before race 2. Yeah, Beastie Bub not happy with the pit penalty either, but you know, it's a tricky one to police. It's, you know, obviously you want to leave the pits and get onto the racing line as quick as possible, but you've got to remember that this car's already out on track, coming through there at absolutely full tilt. and you know, you all of a sudden you appear out the pits and swerve across the track, and boom. Hence, that's the entire reason those big long white lines are there on the exit of the pit. So you stay one side of the white line, they stay the other, and then you merge at a sort of safer point. And unfortunately, if you cross that white line by a pixel, because it's digital and it's not real, is it? That's a 3-second penalty. So stop vaping into the mic. Here in my tornado lung. Okay, qualifying underway then. So another 15 minutes here at Nords. Bit of qualifying. Flipping it, it's getting warm in this room. I'll have to pop that window in a sec. No, that's not what you meant to do. God damn it. So it's an out lap and a one hot lap then. Let's see how these new drivers get on. Here he is, GR Mike or APR Mike. RC in the BMW M6. Certainly is. Solaris we've seen. Soli karting driver in the Mercedes. Oh, he's already picked up a 3-second penalty. Pits far too abruptly. So just 2 new drivers then. Yeah, I'm going to pop that window now before I roast myself halfway through this race and then regret not opening that window. Tell me if you know the birds tweeting. Just to help alleviate a little bit of the heat that's building up in this teeny tiny little box room I'm in. Mars has also come a cropper of the pit lane god. Have that 3-second penalty. Again, they are out lap, so it doesn't really matter. What you really want to be is not compromised, you know, in terms of you don't want to lose all those positions. So obviously you don't want to be involved with anyone else in a qualifying lap as such. But you want to be in a position where you can get onto these long straights and gain an advantage. And if you have to drop that penalty on your out lap, and it takes you out of those sorts of positions, well, it can, you know, that's it. It can affect your race, can't it? It's got the Apex Predator livery on as well. Let's have a closer look at that, shall we? Catch me if you can. Well, there's a challenge, boys. You know, if you come up last, GR Mike, for whatever reason, I'm calling you out. Yeah, livery looking good. Glitchy triangles all over it. Yeah, not fighting anybody at the moment. All out laps. Throw themselves into the carousel. Get that one wrong if you're on the flat bit going through the carousel. Oh my god, the amount of time you lose, it's devastating is what it is. Absolutely devastating. Elevator then, sticking with the Mercedes for race 2, Singularis as well with the M6. So you can't hit into the race then for this one. The Mercedes SLS. Sticking with the Porsche, Daniel Siebold sticking with the BMW as well. Music Monk What have you opted for this time? You're staying in the McLaren, okay. Vectra sticking with the Hawkeye liveried BMW. Lobby host as well, Vectra set this whole ring calf up. Big older community over there in Germany. Got a few of us Brits involved as well. And Danish. Oh, and a couple of we had a Mexican in here last week, a Brazilian, Mexican, South American. Front at the minute, again just out laps at the moment. So to really look out, well, not unless somebody decides to throw it into a wall for sure. So the worst place on circuit really is the penalty loss zone. Again, not too much, not going to be too much issue on this lap being as they're out laps, but again, let's get yourselves on board with marks. You'll see, just as he comes around these two corners, you'll see two little yellow marks. When he hits those, automatically brakes, boom. And then he can get back up to speed, but look at the speed he loses compared to those drivers at full tilt. But, so this is what I was saying, you know, Mark was in a position where he could have picked up a toe, or he's managed to pick one up from Ace Killer actually. So it might have cost him in terms of, you know, sticking with the driver to get a toe on the second lap into some of these faster straights. He should be able to hang on to Ace Killer, we'll see, all the way back at the moment. Full speed down the Dottinger straight. Super karting. Decided to throw himself in the pits. I think he's binned it into a wall somewhere because he's just come out of the pits with a fresh set of softs on. He will then obviously start from the back again because he won't put an actual time in. They're both going to be out laps. Very popular here at Nords. So he flips over to the only Ferrari in here. No livery on for that. Straight out. Red, Ferrari red on that one. Okay, so I don't know what happened to Mart. Okay, he's thrown himself in the pits then. Looks like he might be starting at the back of the pack. So still on, got the out lap times in, 6:36s, 6:34s, but they're not the ones we want to watch. A few more minutes before we see those hot lap times coming in. Just the Ferrari. Whatever that switch is, right, I think that needs to be turned to 3. Unless one is full race mode, then leave it at 1. In fact, it's got more numbers on it. It's 3. It means it's got to be better, right? Turn it to 3. Just look at the Ferrari. Okay, so just finding yourself with a half a second penalty then, finding a tiny shortcut somewhere. Not seeing damage on anyone's car, I'm not seeing anyone bin it yet either. They are all on the grippy tyres, so Mart doing an outlap but not finishing off this qualifying session. Towards the carousel then. And the bigger track map, that's just not legible enough. Coming through the lookout then. Till we see the actual lap times coming in. We will see drivers continue on, but it is just one out lap and one hot lap. So you'll see most of the drivers park at the side of the track once they cross the line. Again, some drivers might just continue on to get the feel for the car, get a little bit more practice in, just while we wait for everybody to cross the line. Couple of corners here, we've all seen these on YouTube. Ooh, excuse me. What was that on the side of your car there? What did I see on the side of your car? Shell units or that look like something completely different. How bizarre. So if anyone can find any space for a sticker on Beastie Bug's car, let me know. So Mart sticking it out in the pits then for this one. Daniel Seabold, sorry, Mattis on the, getting that one all wrong. Mattis on the Dottinger straight then. We'll start to see these times coming in. Corners then for Mattis. Let's have a look. Through there cleanly. Crosses the line with a 6:30.4. Fixture comes through. A 6:30.8. Joe Benson has taken pole again though with a 6:26.6. Crosses the line with a 6:34. Ace Killer drops himself in third position for the time being with a 6:30.7. TER Mike has crossed the line with a 6:31.6 for fifth. Still waiting for a few drivers. Your Veta in seventh. Singularis. Oh no, he's got the last corner wrong. Front end damage. Going to be a right kick in the groin for him. Finishes ninth, but he might get moved down the order a little bit. He is already getting pushed down. Somebody else, that Beastie Bug just coming through. Daniel Seabold coming through to take 6, pushes him down a position. Singularis 10th then. Music Monk. A long way down in 11th at the minute. Vector as well. We're still waiting for these two drivers to cross the line. Lap time in. Yeah, see the McLaren not quite as quick, I don't think. Well, just about 167, 168 flickering, but it did look like the BMW was making up a mile an hour or two running up the hill on the Dottinger Straight, sitting about 165, whereas the McLaren was sitting about 162. It did manage to hit the same speed coming back down the hill. Music Monk goes into 10th then. What does Vectra do? Towards the line, he comes home, he goes 10th, pushes Music Monk back down. There it is, qualifier 2 done and dusted. As we listen to somebody just clattering into the wall there. So it's Joe Spencer on another pole then. I think a lot of people would quite like you to do that in the race on lap 1, Joe Spencer. Please, if you don't mind. Hydrate, people, it's warm. So, tyre choices being made now then. A few drivers still out. A little cruise round Ace Killer. Now, chat, let's all pray for Music Monk, because when we did, he managed to make a lap without crashing. So do the same, but for the entire race, no crashing from Music Monk. Okay, official qualifying results for race 2 then. Joe Spencer on that pole 6:26.6. Look, so much quicker than everybody else. Mattis in 2nd, Ace Killer in 3rd, Old Fiction in 4th, TER Mike in 5th, Daniel Siebold in 6th, Ombra 7th, Beastie Bub in 8th, Your Beta in 9th, Vectra 10th, Music Monk in 11th, Singularis in 12th, DIA 3SP Mart in 13th. Oh, okay. Sody Kart did take 14th then. Because Mart actually went out and did a full lap, I assume. Something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe he was here already. Ombra 1 oblique. That means nothing. That means nothing to me. On pit stop. Joe Spencer wants to do no pit stops. That's an impossibility with these settings. Ace Killer saying you've got to do a minimum of 1 lap on the softs. Someone want to explain to me how you could do any less than a minimum. Answer in the chat. Call out Ace Killer as well, why not? They're throwing everything in. You've got to have pit penalties, you've got to have 5 pit stops, everything's, you've got to have soft tyres on every lap. 1 minute penalty every pit. Wow. So we've got a minute until race 2 starts. So all the new leagues starting this week. We've got GTTCC coming up on Friday. When are the P1 league starting? Let me just quickly ask that question. I'm not missing the race. I'm not missing the race. I'm not missing the race. I might be missing the race. Not yet. Not yet. Is it the 8th and the 14th? Do I want to say the 8th and the 14th? Why do I want to say the 8th and the 14th? They're probably totally like a Tuesday and a Monday or something daft. Where's my calendar gone? Come on. Six. Well, yeah. No, so the GTTCC starts on the 6th. That's Friday coming up. The first of the P1 league starts on the 8th, and then the next league for the P1 boys starts. Is that the 5th or is that the 12th? I don't know. But we're racing. So Joe Spencer on that pole position again for race 2 here. Stopped himself away after lap 1. I think it was about 5 seconds away by the time they crossed the line at lap 1. Lights go on then. No false starts again. Again, different tyre strategies all over the place. Medium tyres on for some, soft tyres on for others. Screaming Ferrari coming through the shop. A little bit of a gap back to 10th then already. Ultra Music Monk Singularis and DIA 3SP Mart. So we've lost the Dane already. So Mart starts at the back of the pack. Oh, Jeff Benson absolutely slinging that BMW into some of these corners. That medium tyre as well. Got to make him work. He's got Mattis behind him on the softs. He is pulling time on Mattis already, 1.1 seconds. He's Killer in third on the medium tyres. He's got Old Fiction behind him again here on the set of softs. Very, very good early on. TR Mike then in fifth. A little bit of pressure from Daniel Seabold running through potholes. Absolutely neck and neck between the two BMWs. So who's got the metal when it comes to braking? Cars switching out all over the place. Yeah, I'm not sure whether the gap between 9th and 10th is due to the corner they have to come round on the start of the race. They have to come round that final corner of the track. Obviously, the boys on the start straight itself, you know, they're pressing straight away. So you've got to control it a little bit. Mark then already making his way past Singularis. Heels of Music Monk, no damage yet, train working. So Joe's not fully escaping yet, Mattis keeping him in sight, quite in touch in terms of slipstream, 1.3 seconds the gap. Eddie's just tried to get in for a second time into this lobby but not managed to, or realised he started with joy as the race started. Old Fiction then passed Ace Killer on those softer tyres, hooking up somewhere, making those work. He's Killer in fourth then on the mediums, TR Mike on the mediums behind him. In fifth, on soft tyres on the Ferrari in sixth. Seabold on the mediums. 7th, Beastie Bug mediums in 8th, Music Monk in seconds. Marks on the mediums. Well, Vater's had a terrible mistake. He's got front end damage. Those medium tyres as well. Lost 2 positions. He was a few seconds in front of Music Monk as well. Vectra's also fallen to the back of this field. Oh, Vectra, no, Vectra. So he's been off track already. He's off track again. All sorts of damage on lap 1 then. Lap 2 race leader, Joe Spencer. Now he starts to pull a bit of time. 2.2 seconds over Mattis. Soft tyres showing a fair bit of wear already. Fiction has managed to close that gap up between himself and Mattis as well. Needs to make his way past him. Any kind of attack on Joe Spencer in front. Oh, just catch Mattis getting that corner all wrong through there. BMW was doing all sorts of funny shapes through that corner. I wasn't sure if Old Fiction was going to be able to get past him. He's trying really hard now. Then Ace Killer. 1.1 seconds off of this fight. TER Mike another 1.5 seconds back. We just see Ombra getting that turn wrong. Well, he can't do anything with it, but try and hold that slide as it drags itself down the wall. All sorts of damage now on the Ferrari. That could be running all over the place. A bit sketchy into some of these corners for sure. Martin through the pack into 9th. He's dragged Singularis through as well. Should be able to make short work of Ombra. Oh, kicks out there as well. Should be able to make short work of Ombra even though they're on different tyres. That damage on Ombra's car is going to be costing all sorts of speed and stability. Vater managed to hang with those 2 in front here again. That front end damage is going to slow that Mercedes down a little bit as well. Music Monk, no! Oh, I thought we'd managed to make it. No, damage already. Vectra as well, covered in damage. Again, damage is set on heavy, so it does mean a trip to the pits if you bin it. Or attempt to race while it's damaged. It's entirely up to you, but not easy to do. Joe Spencer then escaping on those medium tyres. Mattis. We're going to opt to come in. He's over halfway worn on those on the soft tyres. Obviously then I'm going to do another lap at full race pace, not without sticking him in the wall or the hospital. Ace Killer on the mediums will probably stop out for another lap, as will TER Mike. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres. Old Fiction will probably come in the pits. He's got himself past Daniel Seabold. Closing up on TER Mike again, tyres. Going to cost him. So you can see different strategies being played out all over the place here. Mattis does come in the pits. Old Fiction heels in the pits as well. Daniel Seabold stays out on the mediums. Beastie Bull stays out on the mediums. Mark stays out on the mediums. Oh, no, he does come in. As does Ombra with all that damage. Your Vater comes in. Plenty of tyres, plenty of fuel. Just carrying that little bit of damage. Will he opt to come in? No, stays out. That little bit of damage. Let's see what Vectra does. Again, plenty of tyres, plenty of fuel. Coming in, he's going to get it repaired. Probably opt for a fresh set of tyres as well. Maybe fuel up so he can get to the end of the race. What he's got in the tank, we'll see. So Joe Spencer out front and now 6.5 seconds over Ace Killer. TER Mike has not been able to close that gap up on Ace Killer. He lost a couple of tenths, I think. It's about 1.5 last time I checked. It's at 1.9 now. Daniel Seabold stopped out. Beastie Bull stopped out as well. Mart had already made his way up to 8th just as he came past the pit entrance. So it's up to 6 as he comes past the pit entrance with everyone else stopping. Old Fiction out, a fresh set of softs. Again, they're only going to last him a lap. Mattis out, a fresh set of mediums, probably 2 laps out of those. Music Monk stayed out. All the damage, not all the damage, a little bit of damage. Plenty of tyres, plenty of fuel. Solaris in, out on a fresh set of mediums. Set softs on for your Veta. Ombra's come out on the mediums as well, but he had all sorts of damage, so he's at the back of that little fight now. Vectra was holding all sorts of damage as well. He comes out on a fresh set of softs. Again, they're not only going to last a lap. They are a very, very fast tyre. We saw Ace Killer take about 21 seconds out of Joe Benson, the man you can see on screen now. He was on warm hards versus a fresh set of softs though. That's the difference. Strategy playing its part. Duco, Ace Killer, apologies. 7.4 seconds behind. Purple sectors. Not able to close the gap up on Joe Benson. TE on Mike as well, losing a little bit more time to Ace Killer in front. Medium tyre drivers opting to stay out. There was one or two that came in, but all the damage. Soft tyre drivers opting to come in, I think, except Singularis. I think he's got. Oh no, he did come in. Veta. In 12th, Vectra in 13th. Strategy going to play its part here at Nords. Anybody really close to each other? Reasonable size gaps all over the place here. Change on the next round of pit stops though, as other drivers come in while some stop out. So your Veta a little bit close. Just make those softs work though to close the gap up on Singularis in front. In 11th. Oof. Puts a wheel on the grass there, gets a bit squirrely in that McLaren. It's overtaken by Ombra. Ombra's coming at him pretty damn quickly though anyway. Tyres are in better condition as well on Ombra's car. Music drops to 12th. Way ahead of Vectra, 34 seconds behind at the moment, Vectra in 13th. Easy then, still not pulled any time on Ace Killer, or maybe a 10th through there, just 7.4 again when I flipped over, but it's just extended to 7.6. Ace Killer keeping him in check, but unfortunately 7.5 seconds between them. TR Mike as well, APR Mike, trying to close the gap up on Ace Killer in front. BMW 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. Porsche in 5th. The BMW in 6th. BMW in 7th. BMW in 8th. BMW in 9th. Mercedes in 10th. Ferrari in 11th. McLaren in 12th. The final BMW in 13th. Yeah, popular car, the M6. Look at this. Found a little bit more time over Ace Killer. Gap stretches to 8.4 seconds. Everybody's going to be in. I would expect everybody on the medium tyre to come in this lap. Through Antonius Beach then. Into the pits he comes. Ace Killer, last couple of corners for him. And he's got the fuel. Ace Killer comes in. TER Mike follows him in. Seabold is also going to come in the pits. Beastie into the pits. Marked into the pits. Fiction into the pits. What is Mateus going to do? He's got plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres, opts to stay out. Benson just gets released from the pits. Okay, who else comes in? Singularis, plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres. Your Vator's probably going to come in, get that damage repaired, put a fresh set of tyres in. No, he's going to have to come in, he's not got enough fuel on. Should have looked at that first, shouldn't I? So in he comes then. Ombra stays out, plenty of tyres, plenty of fuel. Monk, he's opted to come in, fresh set of tyres, fuel, and get damage repaired. And, see what Vectra's tyres actually not looking too bad. You could probably get another lap out of those softs. They would be absolutely screaming out to be changed at the end of this next lap though. So race leader Joe Spencer holds on to almost 7.5 seconds. Sorry, it was 8.3 when he came in the pits between himself and Ace Killer. Mattis, apologies, hasn't stopped. Well, he has stopped, but last lap. It's on a semi-worn or 1 lap old set of medium tyres. Half a tank of fuel. Ace Killer comes out with 3/4 of a tank of fuel and a fresh set of medium tyres. Might be able to close that gap up on Mattis. It's about 2.1 seconds currently. Obviously going to be a little bit more grippy than Mattis's semi-worn mediums. And Seabold on a fresh set of softs, but they'll be screaming out to be changed at the end of this lap as well. A set of mediums on for Mike here in 5th. Beastie, fresh set of mediums on for him as well. No change for Singularis, old Fiction on the fresh set of mediums. Old mediums for Ombra. Later on a set of mediums then learnt his lesson. Softs only lasted with a lap. Music Monk in 11th. Evans Vectra just behind him in 12.4 seconds back. Again, fresh tyres on for Music Monk. Vectra not stopping the last lap. Benson on the faster soft tyres then. Going to pull away from everybody on the medium tyres behind. But again, we'll have to change them at the end of this lap. He's Killer finding himself under a bit of threat here from Daniel Seabold on those softs. He's got to make it work quick though before those softs wear themselves out. And he has to throw himself in the pits. I think we saw this situation previous race, Daniel Seabold getting himself past Ace Killer on the Nottingham straight just to come in the pits and allow Ace Killer to come back past him. Again, those softs will wear out a hell of a lot more rapidly than the mediums for sure. Everybody's going to have to take another stop at least. Just to catch old Fiction, getting his way past Singularis. Rear end damage on for Singularis. He's had that thing backwards somewhere. Darker here, I think. It'll be night time by the time we finish, we'll see. A little bit jinky around that corner. That's that position to Vectra though. Vectra's. That was weird. Camera didn't quite catch up. So So Jose on those softs then extends the gap up front, another 4 seconds to 12.5 here then. Again, he will have to stop at the end of this lap to stick a different set of tyres on. But so will pretty much everybody else. Should be able to maintain that lead then. Ace Killer has brought the time down between himself and Mattis. He's still got Daniel Seabold for company. Daniel's got to be real careful here actually. Look at the fuel he's not got in that tank. So not only are his tyres wearing out pretty damn quick, he's running out of fuel. He's running out of corners to have an attack at Ace Killer before the dotting up. Obviously he's pressing right now. The fuel tank goes red then. Has he even noticed it? Is he too tangled up in the battle? Oh, Soft's almost letting him go early there. Has that opened up the gap enough to drop him outside of that tow range of Ace Killer? He's still just within it. Will he run out of fuel up this straight though? Be a disaster for him if it does, and the master. Still doing full tilt up here. It's going to be to the drops, vapours left in his tank, vapours left in every part of this car. Corners. He's played an absolute blinder. It is empty now. Damn it, Daniel Seabold, that was a mission. Okay, Jose Benson risking it all here. He's on a blown out set of softs. 2 more laps to go. He might not make it all the way around this one on a blown out set of softs. We'll see. Driving across the grass won't help. Ace Killer. Still looking good. 15 seconds behind Jose Benson though. Ryan follows him through. He's in 3rd. Beastie Bob in 4th. Old Fiction in 5th. Mattis in the pits. Daniel Seabold in the pits. Singularis in the pits. Ombra in the pits. Your Vector on the back straight in 10th. Music Monk. Oh no, sorry, Vectra. Music Monk. Just swapping positions again there. We lost. We've lost DIA 3SP Mark. Something must have happened to him. I've absolutely no idea what. I'm surprised he's not been in the chat. No, he's not been in the chat. Really having to be tentative with that throttle coming out of these corners. Fronts are absolutely blown out. The wheels have got a little bit of life on them, but be very, very careful coming into some of these corners. So 2 laps to go. Killer. I'll try and do the same thing he did in the previous race. Tyres obviously mediums versus worn out softs. Not going to be as quick as softs versus worn out hards, but time is coming down between Jose Benson and Ace Killer. It's down to 13.2 seconds. About at the halfway point of this lap for Jose Benson, but you can see it's pushing him out wide on some of these turns. He's having to take them slower on the way in, slower on the way out. All that is helping Ace Killer behind. 12.7 seconds the gap there. second gone. Ace Killer gets the time down to 11.2. Then for Joe Spencer to opt for a second lap on a set of softs. We've seen pretty much everyone else has only managed to do one. Don't get me wrong, Joe Spencer should have only done one really. He's really risking it here with 2 laps to get down to 10 seconds, less than that. Plenty of life left in those mediums as well. Board with Ace Killer and just start to figure out when we can see Joe Spencer in front. 7.2 seconds the gap now. They'll all be in the pits at the end of this lap for sure. That's 6 seconds still. Can't quite see the tail lights of Joe Spencer. Quite 5.7 seconds. A bit deep there for Ace Killer. Oh, just saw it disappear around that corner. Time rapidly coming down then between Joe Spencer and Ace Killer, and there he is. Ace Killer can get in front of him in the pits. That's the fuel situation looking like very, very similar. Joe Spencer's got it wrong. He pinned it into the wall. He's got front end damage. The tyres are blown out as well. Ace Killer's just going to come past him easily here then. Now Ace Killer's really got to stop that BMW, get himself away from Joe Spencer. Oh, he's really struggling here though. Those front tyres, both front and left and right, are dead and buried. That front end damage as well is going to be costing him on the longer parts of the track. TER Mike is closing that gap up as well. There's nothing Joe Spencer can do here then. He knows he can't defend against those drivers behind. Are starting to pull away then. So I can imagine they're all going to drop themselves in the pits. They're all going to stick a set of soft tyres on. Just enough fuel to do one more lap and then absolutely go for a spankathon for that final lap. Let's see. Onto the Dottinger then for Ace Killer. 3 seconds ahead of TER Mike, who's 4 seconds ahead of Joe Spencer. Oh, look at that. Oh, screaming out to be changed. Help me! Into the wall he goes again. He's got to be careful, beastie bug. Tyres semi-worn, will be carrying a lot more speed than Joe Spencer. Again, look at that time fall, 7.2 seconds, 7.1, 7, 6.9, 6.8, 6.7. Oh, not too far. Ace Killer then. He was played a blinder just like we saw Daniel Siebold. Fuel tank just going to run to empty as he drops himself in the pits. Mike follows him in 2.9 seconds behind him. Beastie Bug has what? Joe Spencer, you bad sport. Not going to win, so he's ditched himself out of the lobby. Oh, we've gone for mediums, Ace Killer. That's okay, alright. I thought you would have opted for a set of softs on this one. Oh, he has. Okay. Everyone has. It just doesn't register until they actually cross the threshold. Soft on for TER Mike. Daniel Siebold, he's got plenty of fuel on. Just comes out with a set of mediums. Beastie Bug exits. He's on the softs now for this final lap. Fiction. Not too much fuel. Not too much fuel, Old Fiction. Don't need 7 laps. Soft tyres on for him as well. Singular is going to bypass the pits. He doesn't need them. Mattes comes in. He's got all sorts of damage. He just needs to get that repaired really. Honda bypasses the pits as well for this final lap. Your Veta. What's he going to do? More mediums. Plenty of fuel on, I think. Rear end damage though. Could probably see the race out. He's going to do that. Music Monk as well in 10th. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres, no damage. Extra, lots of damage, lots of tyres, lots of fuel. So it's Killer leading us around this final lap here at Nords. Spencer blowing a set of soft tyres out, trying to do 2 laps on those. It wasn't going to work. Lost the place to Ace Killer, TER Mike, a couple of other drivers before he opted to jump out of this one. So can TER Mike close the gap on Ace Killer, 2.4 seconds in this final lap. Daniel Seabold another 2.8 seconds behind, not behind. Beastie 12.6 seconds back in 4th, Old Fiction another 8.5 back in 5th, Singularis 16, nearly 17 seconds down in 6th, Ombra 6.3 behind him in 7th, Mattis 19.5 seconds behind Ombra in 8th, Your Later another 3.2 seconds back in 9th, Music Monk 37.8 seconds down in 10th, Vector another 17 seconds behind him, so not opting for the pits then in this final lap with all the damage for Vector. So gap between Ace Killer and TER Mike coming down very, very slowly, yo-yoing around a little bit. 2.4 is now back up to 2.6. Both drivers on the soft tyre as well. Both drivers only taking on enough fuel for this final lap as well. So without just stomping the throttle and making the corners. Those apexes perfectly, and all the speed you need. Chucking it in a wall. That's a big part of this. Only growing though, 2.8, nearly 2.9 seconds between TER Mike and Ace Killer. Oh, who wants to regress a little bit? Keep that 2.7 seconds gap though. So they go. Dropping yourself into that banked corner. Again, if you get it on the flat, it just all goes terribly wrong. You through there. Back down a little bit again, then back to 2.4. For the second place, TER Mike. Trying to chase down Ace Killer in the lead currently. Another 10, 2.2. Both drivers in exactly the same position, so they both really press here. On Mike though, might just be pressing a teeny tiny bit more than Ace Killer in front, get down to 2 seconds. Get it within a second, just below a second. It might just be below 0.9 before you pick up a slipstream. That's where he needs to get himself before they hit the dotting straight. Again, with a second though, it's still difficult work to make that move. You've got to sort of really get it down to about 0.5 of a second to make that work on the dotting up. He's slowly running out of corners here. Let's jump on board with Ace Killer and have a look back then. Is TER Mike's headlights trying to close that gap down on Ace Killer. Down the hill into the mini carousel, up the hill into Landshank. Through the next right, a little kink right onto this Dottinger straight then. That's it, full speed now, all the way up here. flashing the lights as well there. Ace Killer. He's trying to show off the cameraman that's out on this bridge as well, but yeah. There he is. There's the cameraman. Mike has made up another half a second on Ace Killer. Got at 2 seconds at the time they hit Animal Garden. Last corner to go though for Ace Killer. He comes home to take the win in race 2. He was close in race 1, but only second by a second, in fact, by the time they crossed the line. TER Mike then, great effort from him. Close that gap down a little bit, but it wasn't to be. Comes home in second. Daniel Seabold takes third. Oh, he did not put it. Oh, he stayed out on medium tyres, didn't he? Beastie coming home in 4th position. Why isn't the camera keeping up with these cars? Old Fiction, here we go again then. Old Fiction coming home in 5th. Singularis, the Dottinger Straight, he's going to take 6th. We did lose a couple of drivers from this one. Ferrari in the background, there it is, Ombra, right that final corner. So Singularis taking 6th then, Ombra taking 7th. Test tyres pretty worn out, a little bit of front end damage as well. He's going to hold on to 8th unless he gets it all wrong in these last couple of corners. Or later, not too far behind him. Through that one. Last corner can catch you out if you're not ready for it as well. All the drivers trying to take that one nice and tight and smash the front right into the wall. After taking 8th, then your Veta coming home in 9th. We wait for Vectra and Music Monk up the Dottinger. Oh no. Music Monk damage again. Music and Vectra. Battling it out then on the last straight here. The 2 damaged monsters. Music Monk getting in front. Can he hold it together though in these last couple of corners? Has he got his lines right? Has he got his braking points right? Last corner. Through there cleanly, so it is going to be Music Monk that takes 10th. Vectra coming home in that 11th spot. And there it is. Race 2 done and dusted. Ace Killer winning livery. Ooh, excuse me. I should be yawning, should I? Yes, I was correct. So it's this Thursday for the first of the P1 leagues, and then the Sunday the 15th, and we've got GTTCC as well starting on the 6th. But that's it for the Ring CAF. That's me done anyway. The lobby will probably stay open. There's still plenty of drivers that want to go ripping around here. Potter McPotts just turned up. Unfortunately, we won't get to see him racing. Also, one of the faster ones. Vectra just saying, see you next Saturday. Yes, you will. Boom. But yeah, that's going to be it from me tonight, people. Flipping it, I'm still sweating in here. Even with the window open. There's too many electronics. I've got a computer, monitor, TV, PlayStation. Sweating. But yeah, that's going to be it from me tonight, people. Back again. So this Thursday for the first of the P1 leagues. And then we've got the GTTCC starting on Friday. Both of those, Thursday and Friday, are starting at 9 o'clock. Same time, same place next Saturday for the next, not the next round, but the next opening of the Ring CAF. So that is 8 o'clock start till about 10 o'clock, whenever the race finishes. And then on the 15th, we've got the next P1 league starting as well. So that's the Thursday and the Sunday leagues. So this Thursday and Sunday the 15th for those. But yeah, again, that's pretty much it from me, people. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't, share it out, maybe. But most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.